after you're injured in a car accident, you have a lot of questions, and many of you reach out to Colorado's best legal expert, Phil Harding, for help. Now, Phil's been practicing law in Colorado for 26 years, a super lawyer 6 years in a row, voted one of the top 100 trial lawyers in Colorado 8 years in what?
So we got so much. Look, I've
you
been
want me
doing
to
this
stop
for a long
bragging
time.
about you?
I do. Let's go through this. We've got so many questions. Sorry to interrupt, but we've got some great things. I want to go over questions that I get, viewers send in, and so forth.
All right.
If you don't mind
me
jumping forward. Yeah.
It's your time. So we're, should I ask you the first one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's
so
talk about it.
here's a question that a viewer sent in. What if I'm asked to give a statement by the other person's insurance after an accident?
Yeah, and we talk about this a lot. First of all, remember, the other side is not your friend. And I'm not just saying this to try to drum up business or anything like that. Remember, the other side has two jobs: protecting the person that ran into you and making money for their company.
Right.
And you are neither one. So you never, ever give a statement. As a matter of fact, there's even a law in Colorado that says it's against the law for them to take a statement or even try to take a statement within 15 days. I'm going to run you through this scenario, okay?
Okay.
Other side calls you up and says, hey, look, we've accepted liability, which says we're at fault. Can you just give me a statement and tell me what took place? First of all, why do they even need that if they're accepting liability, right?
Oh, they're that tricky? They're that sneaky?
Absolutely.
Wow.
They do that all the time. And then they say, give me a statement. So you say, well, the guy rear-ended me. They were going, I don't know, really fast. And they said, well, how fast do you think? It's like 30 to 40 miles an hour. Then they said, are you injured? And you're like, yeah, my neck and my back. And then they say, great, send us your medical bills. We want to pay for it. I hear from people all the time, that's exactly what goes on.
Yeah.
And everything in that scenario is wrong. And let me tell you, number one, cars have black boxes. Did you know that?
I
Just like
didn't.
airplanes, they're called EDRs. So they pull the EDR and they found out that the person that ran into you is only going 20. So now they go, you're exaggerating. We're not going to pay you as much.
Yeah.
The next thing, maybe your neck and your back hurts, and they took that statement right after. A week later, your lower back hurts or your legs, and then they say, we're not going to pay for that. Finally, you're sending them medical bills. Here's the bad thing. First of all, they don't pay your medical bills. They only write one check, and one check at the very end after you've settled, and now those may be in collections. If it goes to your health insurance or anything like that, it may be too late to even get paid for it. So it's just, everything about that scenario is wrong. Don't make a statement. Talk to an attorney.
I wish I would have known you years ago. I talked to the insurance company.
Bad.
Big mistake. And you can say, hey, there's a law that says I don't have to talk to you and hang up. You can do that. Okay.
Absolutely, and you should do that.
Okay.
And while we're talking about medical bills, let's talk about who pays for your medical bills,
Right.
because I get that question all the time. And here's the question. The answer is try to use your health insurance, Medicaid or Medicare. Another thing, if you don't have any of that, then you have MedPay on your car. You have at least $5,000 of coverage. Even if you go to your insurance agent and you say, give me the cheapest insurance in the universe, they have to put on MedPay unless you sign a waiver that says, I don't want it. People come into me all the time and they said, you know, I talked to my agent and he says I don't have MedPay. So they give up there. Call your agent and say, give me the waiver that I signed. If they can't produce it, there's $5,000 that's going to cover you.
Wow, I would have never known that. Okay, here's question number 3. Am I out of luck if the person who injured me didn't have insurance?
You know, I hear this more often than not.
Yeah.
1 out of 6 people driving on the roads today has no insurance.
Yeah.
So this is what you look at. First of all, you look at the owner of the car. The owner of the car and the driver of car may have been different. So if someone's driving, they don't have insurance, the owner of the car may. But even if neither one of them have insurance, remember how I said you sign that opt-out for MedPay?
Right.
Exact same thing with this thing called uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. So again, you go into your agent and you're like, I want the cheapest insurance. Unless you signed a waiver, you have $25,000 of uninsured, underinsured. So if you call up your agent and you say, do I have it? They go, nope, sorry. Remember you wanted that really cheap insurance? Say, give me the waiver. If they don't give you that waiver, $25,000 that can help you out. Here's another thing. If you live with someone, a resident relative in your house that has a different car, you could be covered under that.
Really?
People are blown away when we find that insurance. But yeah, there are all these laws about different levels of insurance, not only that you may have, but other people in your household may have.
And that the common person doesn't know they can tap into.
Yeah.
That's great information.
And that's on totally different cars.
Wow.
A car that you're not even in.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Okay, question number 4. How long do I have to pursue my claim for injuries after an auto accident?
Okay, so let's talk generically about this. First of all, there's a 3-year statute of limitations for an automobile accident.
3 years.
So it doesn't matter if you're still treating or whatever, you have to either settle the case or file a lawsuit within 3 years.
Okay.
If you're hurt on the property of another, generally that's a 2-year statute of limitations. Here's an exception. if you are hurt on the state capitol, or if someone who's working for the government runs into you, you still have that same 2 and 3 years, but you have to send notice within 182 days. That's called the GIA notice. Stands for the Governmental Immunity Act. And remember, we came over here from England like a long, long time ago. I'm taking you way back. But this is what happens. We adopted some of those laws. And one of the laws was the king can do no wrong. We don't have a king. We have the government. And so that's the king. You have to give this special notice.
It's an old law.
It's an old law, but it's 182 days. You got to put in that notice. If you don't, doesn't matter how great your case is, you could lose out on everything.
Okay, we've run out of questions. We'll save question 5 for the next segment.
All right.
Okay. If you have a question for our legal experts, go to kwgn.com, click on Colorado's Best. You'll see Phil Harding's photo on the right. Just click there and send in your questions. He will answer each question personally and confidentially. And to reach Harding and Associates directly, call 303-762-9500. You can get a free consultation anytime, and you can find him online at hlaw.org. Thanks, Phil. That was great. Great information. Coming up on Colorado